welcome to the Redefine Podcast.
Okay, happy podcast day. Happy podcast day to you. Welcome to the show if you are brand new. And of course, if you're an existing listener and or viewer, welcome back. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. All right, so this week we're going to talk about discipline. It's one of those things that comes up or has come up a lot over the years in my career. People have, equated my success and achievements to me having had a lot of discipline, right, in my life. How can I achieve all the things that I've achieved in my network marketing business if I weren't disciplined? Or I must be disciplined to be able to run a marathon and run 1,000 miles in one calendar year, which I'm doing again this year. I must be incredibly disciplined to have two podcasts that releases an episode every week, for the most part. One of which has a video version. All the things that I've done and continue to do. People have this notion that I must have a lot of discipline to do all these things. The reality is, nothing could be further from the truth. I'm actually, if you get to know me, probably one of the least disciplined individuals you will ever meet. The difference is that it's not that I don't have discipline or that I'm overly disciplined. It's just that I know when to have discipline and how long to have it. You see, I think people have this misconception that you need to have a lot of discipline and you need to maintain that discipline for your whole life if you want to make a change in your life and maintain that change. And of course, discipline has many definitions depending on the context. But for today's context, we're going to talk about it in terms of self-control and willpower. I think people have this misconception that you need to have a lot of willpower and a lot of self-control for your entire life, that you need to be regimented and disciplined for the rest of your life if you want to maintain the changes that you're trying to make. I don't think that's true at all. Again, I don't consider myself a terribly disciplined individual, but again, the difference is I know when to be disciplined and how long to be disciplined for. You really only need to be disciplined for as long as it takes for that change that you're trying to make to become a habit. Generally accepted time frame for a new habit to set in is 3 to 4 weeks. However, it can vary greatly from person to person, depending not on really character type or personality or anything like that, but I think it depends on two factors. Number one, how drastic the change is that you're trying to make, and number two, how deeply ingrained the fear is around the change that you're trying to make. In the last episode, I said that our brains, our minds crave growth, right? It craves learning. I want to actually retract that and say that our brains do not crave growth. It does not crave, our brains do not crave learning at all. Actually, our brains crave stability. It craves certainty. It craves routine and status quo. The most ancient fundamental programming in our brains, the oldest part of our brains, is designed to keep us alive. It's designed for survival. Therefore, it doesn't like change, right? It doesn't like anything new. This, of course, presents difficulty. It presents a challenge when it comes to making changes in our lives. The amount of discipline that you need to achieve the change that you want to achieve and for how long will be commensurate with how activated that part of your brain is, that ancient part of your brain is around the change that you're trying to make. We'll save the topics of fear and insecurity and self-doubt for another conversation. For today, suffice it to say that you only need enough discipline for that change you're trying to make to become habit. Once it becomes habit, it becomes routine, it becomes lifestyle, and eventually becomes part of your identity. And next thing you know, you're running 5 miles a day, 20 miles a week, 1,000 miles a year. So hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions or need more clarity around the topic of discipline, feel free to hit me up. Click on the link that says send me a text on whatever podcast app that you happen to be listening on. Or of course, if you're watching the video version of this, you can leave me a comment in the comments section below. Beyond that, have a great rest of your week. Have a great weekend. We'll catch you with a fresh new one next week. So until then, be well, be safe. We'll see you in the next episode. Part of your brain is hey baby, I love you, hi.